Peace, peace, well. Shalom, how everybody? There's many thoughts. Yeah, I'm just chilling, man. Just wanted to hit everybody up, just say hey and stuff like that. At the same time, put out a few thoughts and stuff. Especially with what they're going on with the sensitizing, desensitizing the actual YouTube and stuff and how they're taking out all the conscious information, trying to say it's false information and not real news. It's a bunch of BS, man. This is just another way and another attack from them Khazari and fake Jews to be able to stop us from being able to push the different research that's going around right now that they haven't taught in their universities and their schools and in their institutions. But at the end of the day, we need this information. Why? Because we need to know what's going on. We all on the ship here partying and working and being amused and stuff and doing all sorts of stuff on the ship, but the ship is on the river and the river is actually going somewhere and somebody's driving it and it's going to end somewhere. And even though we partying on the ship, we still should know where the fucking ship is going. You know what I mean? And where it's going to end. And with that stated, research is most important. This information that we're giving each other and talking to each other about when it comes to the Deuteronomies and breaking down the Bible and how it looks to be now that they've been hiding our identity because we're the true Israelites, the true people of this planet. When it comes to the gifted ones from the Creator. And it's like just many different things coming out now. Here it is, they got their new world order, but they don't want to talk about the first world order when it came to Christopher Columbus coming over here and doing what he did here in America to our people, selling us as, a different people as African and stuff like that. We're the endogenous people of this land, cheating us out of our own heritage. But it's all good. It's funny how everybody is so, outspoken about us being African American, but nobody's outspoken about Scottish Americans, French Americans, Italian Americans, European Americans, and so on. No one's speaking on them. But them the ones that, took the land after the Spaniards took the land. But nobody want to talk about that. Here it is, we all talking about some transatlantic slave trade of the 1600s, but dude, ain't no gap in the motherfucking slave trade. Ain't no pause in the movement of making money with these motherfuckers. Y'all niggas better wake up. Dude, they got here in 1492. Slave trade started in 1492. Anything else they talking is a fucking irrelevant. Nigga, they're here for 200 fucking years and then they decided, hey, we're gonna do a slave trade? Is you fucking crazy? And not to mention, what about the people that was here? They want to say they looked just like them and they was fighting them and they couldn't work their own land, so they couldn't be slaves? How that work? The fuck you on your own land for thousands of years? Body is used to the fucking sunlight. Body is used to the weather change and the patterns of the motherfucking weather. But at the end of the day, you can't work your own land. They need other slaves. Man, who the fuck these fairy tale child stories, man, we keep accepting from these motherfuckers, man? Excuse my French, but I don't make my shows for children. I'm just real. I got to be real. I make my shows for everybody, not just for children. This is for everybody. Everybody, even children need to be warm bound when you go to the store, and every one of their snacks and every one of their tater chips and every one of their pops, their sodas, all got corn syrup in it, and corn syrup causes cancer. Yeah, they should be war bound too, because they should know what's going on to them and why they getting all doped up through the milks and through the different types of meats, so-called meats, really flesh that they giving the people, man. We got to wake up, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, it ain't for everybody to see or hear, because that's the reality to it, All of us ain't trying to be and understand where we coming from and where we going. That's here nor there. But as a parent and as an adult, we supposed to know. We ain't just here living our lives. Our lives got rules, regulations, and orders to follow towards where we supposed to be headed, towards the future, through ourselves as well as through the children that comes from us. So no, man, we supposed to continuously and constantly prepare ourselves for upcoming events and upcoming circumstances, as well as the ultimate circumstance and the ultimate event of us passing over. We got to be prepared on all realms and all levels. So research is most important, and for YouTube to be trying to attack the research part of what we're doing as a whole for all of us, it's not acceptable, man. It's just not. Because at the end of the day, it goes back to who own it and what they've been about and what they always been about, and that's them Khazarian Jews, man. You know, the Bible says those who call themselves Jews but are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. He didn't separate the Jews. He said Jews that call themselves Jews but are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. He didn't say some synagogues. He didn't say some Jews. He didn't say those over there, but that not those over there. He said Jews. He said all of them that call themselves that are not Jews. They are the synagogue of Satan. So when you look up their true identity and their true heritage and their true history, it's of the Khazarian order. So if their history is Khazarians and their bloodline is Khazarians and they done mixed and killed and robbed and stealed into everybody else's reality, it don't change the fact that they are who they are. Ain't nobody anti-Semitic to a people that's not Semitic themselves. That's a bunch of BS. And this is what research is all about. Self-research. No one's telling you this. This is cross-referencing and keep looking and reading and so on to continuously find out what has been hidden from you. Pieces of the puzzle that makes up a whole puzzle that governs a whole planet, that governs a whole history of a human race. So we got to continue to research and continue to study. It ain't just one thought, one theory, one idea. I say it all the time. How is it we got a Martin Luther King school, but we don't got Martin Luther King curriculum? See, because that's important. We got a Malcolm X school, but we don't got a Malcolm X curriculum. What's the how you say? What's the benefits of having the shell named after me, but the core and the inside of me has nothing to do with me? What is the reality of that? And what also is the outcome of that and the consequences of that, of raising children with false ideologies and false teachings? We should know by now. Look at our people. We've been in schools. We've been in a university. We've been in institutions. We've been in a religious orders. And we still in the same boats we are in. Ain't there questions to be asked? This ain't individualism. This is race and nation and nationalism. We got to get on board, man. We got to get back to understanding one another and loving each other as a whole, because the attack hasn't stopped. It changed, but it stayed the same. See how that worked? It hasn't stopped. It changed, but yet it stays the same. And anyone want to challenge me on this, it might take your life, but you can challenge me. And this is how you can challenge me on it changed, but it stayed the same. This is how. Let the police pull you over. Let the police stop you. And you make some funny movement or some movement they feel that look like it's fidgeting, or it's too fast, or it's glancing from the eye, or it threatening their lives. You're going to make some move and see if they don't do something to you. You don't even got to be breaking the law. You can just be protesting. But let's see if they do something to you. And if they do something to you, ask yourself, what changed? All you was doing was something positive. All you was doing was just trying to get your wallet. All you was doing was just asking what was going on. All you was doing was just turning around. You didn't even know they was there. You know how many people done got killed like that? For nothing? Exactly. Even the father in Charlotte, gunned down for sitting down like I am right now. Sort of what they say he does every day, waiting for his daughters to get off the bus. But this day, he's sitting down, and the police was going to raid another home with a search warrant. Decided to stop and see what he was doing while they was on their route. And then that stopping to see what he was doing while he reads his book in his car, sitting down, They jumped out, thought the book was a gun, and went crazy and then killed that brother on a route to go serve a warrant to someone else. Go figure. All that testosterone to go kick in another door, they had a sidebar and stopped. And all that testosterone to be, how you say, Neanderthals and race soldiers, they didn't kick in the door, but they pulled up on a brother who normally sits there and read a book and wait for his children who's on medicine. No doubt, on medicine. Jumps out, shoot that brother 4 times because they thought he had a gun. How do you get that life back? How do you get that accident back? How do you get many of those back? But the key is, they're continuous. There's no disconnect from your history or mine. These things been going on since the 2 nations came together in such bloodshed that they have. And because of it, we're still under the same tactics. Different name, the same things. And we don't understand it because we're in schools that don't give us control of a curriculum that goes into the minds of the youth, that make the youth into young teenagers, that turn the young teenagers to young adults, that turn the young adults into adults. We don't deal with the minds of the youth through the curriculum like they do and how they control it. Who's they? Oh, the monopoly, the so-called Khazarian Jews, the Jewish so-called people that actually openly said they had their hand in your slavery, mine and yours, your bondage, mine and yours, controls the mind of the children that grows up to be adults that look like mines and yours. And then when we look around for doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, we find what? Drug dealers, pimps, gangbangers, strippers. And then we get a twinkling of doctors and a twinkling of lawyers and a twinkling of sheep. You feel what I'm saying? That type stuff. But at the end of the day, it still goes back to that same order. If I don't gotta beat you and I can control your mind, I can still enslave you. That's the reality to it. How many times have you challenged what they told you need to know to take a test? What do you mean? Have you ever challenged what they told you had to put in your brain through school to take a test to be the natural order and the natural truth of things, other than what they told you to know to take the test in order to be right with them through a grade to go to the next level? Have you challenged your thought and your theory of who you are through what they have taught you to be? It's tricky. Deprogramming, man. How many of us got time for these type of thoughts? How many of us got time for this type of structural reprogramming within oneself based off the things that one is learning about oneself, trapped in a world that's out to destroy you? Shh, quiet as kept. Ain't my words. Just check out this dude right here. What is it called?
Bro, y'all close?
No, my brother, you come on right in. Excuse me, my beautiful people. I had to take a pause. But with that, it's the realities of these things. So as you continue to look at the different things you have learned and challenge yourself on what you know, Google your thoughts. Check them out. But the person I was talking about, in the video I was talking about, is Science Agenda to Exterminate Blacks of America. It's a YouTube video. Check it out. It'll blow you away. Because see, there's many different types of attacks that we don't understand. Go look up Abraham Finkelstein, that Jew bastard. Abraham Finkelstein. And just listen to him. Listen to what he says about McDonald's, the food that they own, the companies and the chains and stuff. Listen to what he say. Listen to what he say about the people in the world and how they feel and how they see things. You know, check it out for yourself. You know, because these people got buku money, buku dough. You know, shakers and the bakers. You know what I mean? So with that, these are the things that YouTube want to censor us being able to communicate like this and talk like this and be able to think like this because it's a threat. They even say flat Earth is a threat. How these things is a threat and dangerous to talk about to our children and to every other other person when they got the LGBT community pushing that a boy don't have to be a boy, he can be a girl, and a girl don't have to be a girl, she can be a boy, and a pig don't have to be a pig, he can be a cat. Yo, what the fuck, nigga? What is abuse today? Because they changing it as we speak right now, as we talk. It's changing, and it's changing not because you and I wanted to change from what it already was. It's changing because they're taking it away from what it's supposed to be. So watch out, y'all. Watch out, because it's getting weird for sure in that area of things, and that's another whole story. So with that, yeah, we got to watch out for what YouTube is doing and how they sensitizing many people and their voice when it comes to freedom of speech, because freedom of speech is based off of you being able to speak on what is right for the people. The people need freedom of speech for their voice to be heard based off of the principalities and the governments and the militaries that be. They get too powerful and your voice don't get heard, you get crushed by a militant and corrupted order that has nothing to do other than a bunch of people who love money, love being wealthy, love being rich, love their white sandy beaches and their mansions, and don't give a shit about you and tell you anything you need to hear to not want what they got from them. Bottom line. So it's crazy, man. We gotta keep pushing on, man. Because if our information gets stopped, if the research gets stopped, then knowledge will start to get to a place where it's discreet. And once that starts to happen, anyone can be re-enslaved due to lack of knowledge, man. Due to lack of understanding, due to lack of experience of what history has to offer to where you are going and where you have come from. And these are things that we can't allow to happen, man. We gotta get on board with our senses, with our reality. Take it to a place where we, as a people, start to speak more on the basis of all of us, man. Because these things affect all of us. When the lungs of the planet, which is the Amazon jungle and many other places like that, is burning, and the waters of the world is polluted, and the air can no longer be cleaned up because it got so much smog and pollution. Dude, these are the things that's most important, not Finley, Gucci, Prada, and all these different bull craps, dog. That's material that humans can make over and over again. But these things that's disappearing, that caters to the whole entire body of man, without those, we're not gonna be here in a good position anyways, to be calling ourselves civilized and living okay. And the only way to be able to combat these mysterious mistakes that no one seems to understand where they're coming from is through researching and talking and communicating with each other. Fear is something mainstream like to push to the fullest, because if they can get you afraid of something and worried about something, then they can get you to go along with the plan to correct what they got you afraid of in the order of how they want to correct what they have you afraid of. Understand how I say have you afraid and correct it themselves. So in other words, 9 times out of 10, whatever you're afraid of, they already created the fear for you to be afraid of it, thus got the solution for you when you get afraid. So you gotta push fear aside and start going with that God send, that order within, that spiritual feeling within of what's right and what's wrong, man. Because at the end of the day, look back at nature, man. Because we're going on the wrong path and we can't see it. And all around us shows us that we're going down the drain. And I don't mean Starbucks. I don't mean the local Popeyes mouth-watering, biscuit-eating chicken. I'm talking about the everyday bee, the everyday tree, the everyday animal that you do not see, the insect and the butterfly that disappear before your face, the stars when you look up that's no more in the sky, 1 or 2 that you see. These are the things that we not paying attention to, but these are the things that govern everyone. And then we allow those things to go, we go, regardless of how much style we have, charisma we have, skill we have, and ability to be with the bullshit when it comes to the true order of what's going on in life. We need to help each other, be a little more peaceful with one another, share a little more, and be a little more graceful with the life that we got, because we only got one. We play life like you can get another one. No, man, life's supposed to be precious for all of us, and we're supposed to be able to respect it and love each other on that level with things, and we're not there. But we can continue to work within ourselves to get there. So with that, my people, I ain't gonna hold you up. Just got a lot of thoughts, man. A lot of thinking. That's where you say many thoughts, right? Hit me back. How you feel about YouTube censoring our communication when it comes to researching and talking amongst each other about the different things that we don't feel mainstream has really taught us to be the truth? How do you feel about them telling you that you can't have an opposite thought or opposite opinion to what they put out? You know, Darwinian theory is still a theory, and we still go with it like it's the truth. Evolution ain't never been proved, but at the end of the day, a theory is a theory, right? Just a thought. So just push it, man. Information go around, research goes sound, and if they take that from us, we go down. Many thoughts, my people. With that, peace, peace. Shalom.